So, good morning to everybody, and welcome to a special edition of World Hope Forum. It's our second one from South Asia, Southeast Asia. So, we're super excited to be welcoming you to the Indonesian Hope Forum. And of course, it's yet another amazing journey into a country that some of you maybe have never visited. So, we look forward to having a very hopeful tour of the different parts of the world's biggest archipelago. Before we get to our ambassador for this session, Lee is going to say a few words since she is a big lover of Indonesian culture, and she will introduce the day. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Liny Augustini, our fantastic ambassador. It's very rare in life that you have sudden encounters, especially with journalists, which stick in your mind and which become friendships almost, in a few hours being together. This is what happened between us, because even if you give so many interviews, it's very rare that you have very intelligent questions and that a whole discussion starts from this. So it was only natural that we asked Liny to be our ambassador because we had no direct contact in Indonesia. And she is very knowledgeable since she is writing about her culture, what is happening in that great terrain of archipelago. I personally have never been there, which is shocking. I should have been there already so many times, but somehow my life has turned around it, I would say. So I'm sure that I will now be pulled into it as a culture, because we're going to see a very other side of Indonesia. Because most people, when they think Indonesia, they think, of course, rijsttafel in the Dutch language. That means that's the wonderful food. They think travel, they think beach, they think temples, they think meditation, maybe. But people don't really think the way we are going to think today. So we are going to rethink, I think, what is Indonesia. And that is a very great gift we get from this country and from its very intelligent speakers. So we are super happy to be together. Yet another World Hope Forum. We are from Milan, where we have met a lot of people, members of our group, growing group of hope lovers. We know that it's not enough yet, so we ask you again and again, please send our invitations on to your friends so we can grow our numbers exponentially, because it's really needed for the world to have more hope, especially at this point in time. So we are surrounded with friends and colleagues that are in pain and endangered and disturbed, leaving their countries and so on. So the world is in movement, the world is in shambles, but we are going to be in this beautiful country of Indonesia, and we are going to learn about its intelligence and its future. It's previewed to be one of the big powers of tomorrow. So let's all listen and learn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liny. I think Liny needs to turn her video back on.
Yeah, and also to
unmute. Hi.
Liny, unmute.
Yes, am I unmute?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Philip. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Lee and Philip, really for the honor and trust to do World Hope Forum Indonesia, and for creating and sharing this wonderful, inspiring platform. Putting together this Indonesian forum has brought me to a deeper realization of the importance of this forum. And I hope our audience today will also get as inspired as I am today. I would like to take this opportunity to also thank my editor-in-chief of Harper's Bazaar Indonesia, whose support is really amazing. Thank you very much, Ibu Ria. And to our speakers, thank you for sharing your journey, which inspire others, and for creating the stepping stones, opening a window of knowledge and possibilities of Indonesia's riches through your work. And to our audience, thank you very much for all being here. I was also asked to talk a little bit about myself. Well, I was educated as a fashion designer in Jakarta, Montreal, and Paris. And while working after graduating, I was also teaching at fashion school. And I was lucky enough to later, together with Susan Budiharjo and Peter Serang, two well-known figures in Indonesia, we started a bridal center specializing in evening and bridal gowns until I moved to Holland in 1996. I started writing in 2014 for CASA Indonesia, Esquire, Luxury Properties, and until today, Harper's Bazaar Indonesia. Next to sharing information, writing allows me to also bring awareness of some important issues we are facing and hopefully inspire and reflect on our practices. So I was covering topics related to fashion, design, architecture, art, and also lifestyle. So I think I will start sharing my screen, Philip, for the slide presentation, okay? So this is Raden Ajeng Kartini. Tomorrow is a special day for Indonesia. It is Kartini Day. And that's why I have chosen 20th of April to commemorate and honor our national hero, Raden Ajeng Kartini, who was an aristocratic activist advocating women's rights and female education in Indonesia's patriarch society. Indonesian women have more freedom to achieve higher education today. A more balanced and respectful relationship between men and women, and better opportunities and roles in the work floor and society will certainly be beneficial for everybody. Hence, 5 impactful women speakers in our forum today. Mang Mul, however, a male knit artist, is an exception hard not to make. In Indonesia, knitting is not commonly male's favorite pastime, but his fascinating yet confronting work is so mesmerizing, I had to include him as our speaker today. So how can you say no to this, right? Do you feel that the temperature is getting warmer the last years? So many unexpected storms, unpredictable weather. The news about increasing natural disasters, unpredictable climate around the world, and future projection of the impact of climate change is quite confronting and also alarming. Wildfire, drought, flood, warning about the fragility of future food supply and other threats caused by climate change remind us that we can't continue to do business as usual. So today, I would like to showcase our Indonesian change makers who dedicate their work and life to do just that, make a meaningful change. The world has never moved as fast as it is today, thanks to the development of technology. As much as it has enhanced progress in various areas, technology has also progressively numbed us from the joy of old school practices, working with our hands and senses, sometimes leaving a gap of emptiness and disconnectedness. Being in touch with our senses and emotion is more important now than ever. The situation challenges our ability to create a healthy balance between achieving success and turning inside, understanding our deepest needs, and search of happiness. The increasing global tendency to reach out for a more holistic approach in life, like slowing down, popularity of yoga, meditation, mindfulness, going back to the nature, etc., is an example of the search of this balance. After the pandemic, many people decided to change course and prioritize for a more meaningful existence. Many start to realize the importance of going back to old school practices of working and creating with our hands. So I also learned so much from the World Hope Forum titled Your Brain on Art by Susan McSalmon and Ivy Ross, who talk about the importance of art and aesthetics of our for our well-being. It was said, actually, that art and aesthetics can be potent, accessible, proven health and well-being solution that transforms us impactfully. It turns out that the thought that productivity would make us happy are proven wrong. We are still not happy. The increasing mental health issues, physical decline are issues confronting our young generation today. As Lee has predicted, craft is becoming more and more important. So I think progress is great, but preservation and self-care are as important. They actually complement each other. With over 17,000 islands, which is home to more than 200 ethnic groups with 300 spoken languages, Indonesia is arguably the most geographically and culturally diverse country in the world. The people of Indonesia and its cultures, traditions, artworks, flora, fauna, landscape, culinary, music, and languages melts into one precious unity. As much as history forms our future, preservation is a reminder and a stepping stone which enables us to move faster forward into a better future. It will be a great loss if Indonesian rich cultural and biodiversity heritages and wealth, artisanship, and crafts are not passed on to the next generation. A lot has developed since I left Indonesia in 1996. Although I visit Jakarta every year, the country has developed so fast, I'm sometimes lost in my own city, and at the same time, in awe. Reaching out to our today's speakers has taken me into a journey of rediscovery and more understanding of the new dynamic of Indonesia. I would like to take the opportunity to share with you images of Indonesian contemporary design, art, and fashion as an update on the development of the contemporary Indonesia. So I will go very fast with the slides. This is from Otto Cornelius, Furniture Designs. Gali Johar. This is made of, as you see, keyboard. And this is quite a well-known artist, Indra Dodi. Rega Ayundya Putri. And this is Entang Wiharsho. And next will be a little bit of image of fashion. This is Peggy Hartanto. And this is senior designer Edward Hutabarat, who had an exhibition in Carrousel du Louvre in Paris. This is another senior designer, Bian. And this is accessory designer, Rinaldi Yunardi. And he designed this for Iris van Herpen. I wrote an article about sustainability in the fashion industry in 2020 for Harper's Bazaar Indonesia. 4 years ahead now, conditioned by the current global political and economical climate, despite the visible signs of climate change, the intensity of these initiatives in a wider sense seems taken over by other priorities, not to mention the increasing practices of greenwashing. So let's get back on track and question our current practices. In our own ways, we can all contribute to sustainable practices. Innovative initiatives with ethical solutions can actually contribute to sustainable improvement of economies and change lives. Rooted in Indonesia's diverse archipelago, our speakers today draw ideas and inspiration from its cultural and natural wealth, shaping not only aesthetic and functionality of products and spaces, but also experiences and standpoints. Their contribution to Indonesia's vibrant artistic and natural landscape create opportunities, drive economic growth, and foster innovation. Their work inspire, provoke thoughts, encourage change, and sometimes challenge some norms, while at the same time embrace modern principles. The work of our amazing speakers, Chitra Subiakto, Farani Kosasi, Farwisa Farhan, Cynthia Hardy, and Helianti Hilman, and also Mangmul, of course, play a crucial role in safeguarding Indonesian wealth in their respective fields. It is inspiring to see a new generation of creative minds and change makers of Indonesia who are not only talented in their respective fields, but also actively and courageously advocate for what they believe in. Ethical, sustainable practices, raising the awareness about climate change, and community needs. They actively contribute to a hopeful, sustainable future, not only working for economic gains, but also alongside a long-lasting impact that will be left for generations to benefit, a hopeful future. Hopefully, our forum today will give an illustration of the dynamic potentials and many facets of modern creatives of Indonesia and the seriousness of its impact. The Greek philosopher Plato said, "Necessity is the mother of invention." I hope these examples today will also inspire our young generation to create new inventions, making a meaningful difference in what they do that answers to the world's needs of change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We cannot agree more. And we are super excited to explore all this. Thank you.